you stayed with this person, obviously dated for a while, a long while, and after that you got married, you went ahead, made babies, lived together, and somehow along the line there is a breakup, there is a divorce. You go through the divorce process and everything, then you become friends, best of friends. You start visiting each other, you start having dinner, you start hanging out, all in the name of co-parenting. Of course, you'll begin to start giving a lot of people ideas. When today you people are together, tomorrow you're not together, you are constantly confusing the child. There are so many adults in the child's life. My mommy has a husband or a boyfriend, my daddy has a Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hi, my name is Cassie and you are very much welcome to the channel. On this channel I make videos on womanhood, self-improvement and lifestyle in general. You are very much welcome. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. Trust me, you're going to love it here. So today's topic is somewhat controversial. I have to settle down while having this conversation today. Today's topic is controversial. Yeah, being that a lot of marriages these days do not last anymore, especially amongst famous people. I am not saying that it doesn't happen any other place or anywhere, but it is mostly very popular amongst famous people. And of course, it is the one that is on our face that we're going to use as case study. It is the ones that they splash on us that we're going to talk about, and what we'll see we go talk about. Okay, so after these marriages break up, the next thing we start hearing about is custody battle, co-parenting battle. We also how it played out with Dotun and Diband's younger sister. We also how it played out, and it was a very messy co-parenting battle, custody battle. We saw it. It also happened with Davido and Sophia. In fact, I think their own is still on board, but just that they are now keeping it on the low. And we're also going to be looking at something a little bit more controversial, which is the idea that co-parenting can sometimes serve as a form of polygamy in disguise. In case you're wondering, co-parenting simply means when two people, two adults, a man and a woman, come together, decide to work together to raise their child or children, in the case may be, without being romantically involved with each other. It is about putting the child's need first, ensuring that they have a stable and loving environment. It's that simple, right? But is that always the case? Some people view co-parenting as a way to practice polygamy in disguise. And we have seen it play out somehow in the minds of people. Let's take for instance Davido and Sophia, when they had their rifts, their back and forth over who takes custody of their child, who their child is going to be with, or I think they were talking about, I think on the part of the video he was talking about shared custody, and some people were saying no to it. I read comments because I always find myself in awkward places being the comment section. Some people were saying Sophia should not agree to that. That was a period when Davido got married, when he recently got married. A lot of people were saying in the comment section that Sophia should not agree. And while some people are saying that you should give him custody, split custody, shared custody of the child, so that he gets to see his child, gets to be in his child's life as well, be part of the child's upbringing. Even when Sophia replied, she said something about them being emotionally involved or romantically involved. Like the last time they had their separation and they decided to come back and start, co-parenting, they somehow found their way, into the bed. They were fully, actively, romantically involved. And that period, there is a woman who is now his present wife, Choma. There's a woman in his life, actively in his life as well. So he was like, kind of playing both ladies. He had this one on the side because of co-parenting. They get to see each other always. He has this other one on the side who at the time had a child too, but was like the one that he made public. Okay, now people were saying that he wants to eat his cake and have it. He wants to still be involved. And now that he's married, he wants to practice polygamy somehow, but not spilling it out for sure that it is polygamy, all in the name of co-parenting. The same thing also happened during Two-Face and Annie. Remember, there was one time Annie was always on social media ranting. That is, whenever her husband travels to go see his children in the US, she's always angry. There's always a leaked video of her crying and, you know, complaining and saying all sort of things. And a lot of people at that time believed strongly that Two-Face was still seeing his baby mama. I remember a video of some of his people calling her their wife. I remember a video like that trended, and people were saying he is practicing polygamy in disguise, all in the name of co-parenting, because this is a situation whereby he has to travel from Nigeria to another country, and a lot of people started wondering, okay, is it that he does not stay in the house with them? Why some people are saying maybe he rents a place for the period of time that he's going to spend and just come to visit. But with the way his wife went about it on and on, it shows that he was staying in the house and he didn't go down well with a lot of people. People started saying things like he was practicing polygamy in disguise. Mind you, polygamy is not accepted in some countries. If they find out that you are practicing it, you are going to go to jail. Yeah, you're going to be locked up, you're going to serve term. So have it at the back of your mind that it's an abomination in some countries. That is by the way. Same thing with Flavor. Guys, our Nigerian celebrities are balling. Same thing with Flavor. Flavor's own, in fact, that one, I cannot even place my finger on it. Because one thing I know is his wife, or the said wife, is not a social media person. I followed her for a long time, and I know she's not a social media person, and I know she won't come to social media just to seek validation. Okay, so for her to say or insinuate that Flavor is her husband, I am believing that he is her husband. Now that is another story. Now Flavor has a baby mama. A baby mama who we all saw that they were in a relationship, and all of a sudden they broke up. Mind you, I know when he was in a relationship with his present wife, his alleged wife. I remember then everybody referred to her as Uwe Flav. So Flavor is very active in the life of his child with his baby mama. And a lot of people as well are saying that he is not married. And if he is married, then he is definitely practicing polygamy in disguise. I still wonder why he has not come out to say that, okay, I am married, you people should cut my wife some slack. I don't know, whatever motive he has, that is his business. But a lot of people feel offended on behalf of the wife, especially the Wives Association, which I strongly belong in. They are angry on behalf of the wife that Flavor is low-key, or low-key wants to practice polygamy in disguise. Low-key wants to eat his cake and have it. And that did not just end there. Okay, so we have seen Paul and Anita, their own case too. In fact, theirs is very, very visible and very, very open. Okay, and he's also traveling out of the country to be with his children. Paul is very, very cordial with his ex-wife. We've seen pictures, we've seen videos. In fact, there is a tweet I saw, and it was that tweet that kind of influenced the topic of today's conversation. So the tweet says, Rude Boy P Square having dinner with his ex-wife Anita Okoye in the US. It is called blended family. Laugh out loud. Dude be practicing polygamy in disguise or blended family. Well, that is what influenced my conversation today, because I really don't blame the people who see co-parenting as polygamy in disguise. I do not blame them, because how do we even start explaining this? You stayed with this person, obviously dated for a while, a long while, and after that you got married, you went ahead, made babies, lived together, and somehow along the line there is a breakup, there is a divorce. Guys, I have read stories about divorce and how crazy it can be. you go through the divorce process and everything, then you become friends, best of friends. You start visiting each other, you start having dinner, you start hanging out, all in the name of co-parenting. Of course, people will begin to start thinking. You'll begin to start giving a lot of people ideas. Sometimes even me, I try to wrap my head around it until I came to the conclusion, until I tried to understand and put myself in another person's shoes. God forbid, though. I am just putting myself in their shoes, try to reason with them. And I came to a conclusion. I know that a woman would do anything for their children. They don't mind staying back. They don't mind making the relationship work because of their children. For a woman to stand up and leave, or for a woman to say, I am fed up, I am no longer going to stay with this person anymore, then that woman has faced the highest level of emotional or domestic abuse or even chronic cheating, to the level that you know that this person is not respecting you anymore. That is when I know. I don't know if you have any other reason why a woman would just stand up and leave with her children. When children are involved, please leave it in the comment section. Let me know if there's any other thing that will make a woman with children get up and say, I know they do again, and they leave. It is very hard. I will also have to say this and put it out there. It is very, very hard for a woman to agree to co-parenting, especially if she has faced all that I mentioned previously. It is very hard for a woman to agree to co-parenting. I am a woman, so I'm speaking for my gender. I don't know about men, okay? I don't know for men. And if you're a woman and you have a different opinion, that is fine. This is my own opinion. And the opinion of a few women that I've had conversations with. The only reason, let me not say the only reason, but the most important reason for a woman to accept co-parenting is if she is the one that was responsible or is responsible for the breakup. Or she has decided to let go of everything, every hurt, for the sake of her children. But once a woman is still hurt over whatever it is that led to the crash of her marriage or crash of her relationship with her partner, her husband, whichever one. Now I'm standing on marriages. So whatever it is that led to the breakup, that woman is still hurt over it. That woman will never accept to co-parenting. And if peradventure, she does, because of her children, just because, yes, she has thought about it, she has seen the importance of why the father should be in the life of their child, and she decides, or probably after, back and forth, court case and the rest, and they all agree to a term, and they decide, okay, let us do this for the sake of our children. Trust me, she will never want to have any body contact with that man. So what am I trying to say? I am trying to say that co-parenting is very possible without being romantically involved. It is possible. It's very possible without both parties being romantically involved. Just two adults with clear intention, clear communication, and mutual respect. So when you see exes doing all they can just to be in their children's lives or just hanging out for the sake of their children, it does not mean that there is something going on. It doesn't. Okay? It doesn't. But I'm not reading that out, okay? Because if there's still feelings lying somewhere, somehow, there's going to be some kind of intimacy. I am not ruling that out, okay? Most times, co-parenting even helps to mend broken marriages. Yes, it happens a lot, most of the time. That is if both parties have moved on, they've separated totally. Co-parenting can somehow bring them together and rekindle that love they once shared, and before you know it, they will now start thinking about, okay, are you sure we didn't make a mistake in the first place? Okay, there is room for reconciliation, once there's co-parenting. And in my own opinion, I think before you even go through all the fights and all the divorce process and all of that, I think there should be a time for separation where both parties just, you know, stay away for a very long time, just stay away from each other, and maybe that way they kind of, you know, get back to their senses. That is if it is mendable. If it is not, it is fine for everybody to just mind their way and face their front and just stick to co-parenting. But then again, I will say this: once lovers are found in the same place so many times, hanging out together, there is room for a lot to happen. Which is why it is very, very important for anyone that is going into a relationship with somebody that is still active in the lives of their exes, and especially when there are children involved, there need to be clear communications. You need to know where you stand, because those kind of things, I've seen people go into full-blown relationship with another person, and at the end of the day comes back to their wife and settles, and they continue from where they stopped. Now, on the part of a woman agreeing to any polygamous situationship going on, there are so many things she puts in place into thinking. From a woman's point of view also, the only way a woman will agree to any polygamous situationship is if, one, like I said, she is still in love with her ex. Two, she's tired. She's tired, like she's totally tired. She knows that she cannot go back into starting a relationship with another person from afresh, being that she has kids to, you know, take care of and focus on. So she has thought to herself that she cannot go back and start afresh with, you know, falling in love and all of that again. So she's still involved with her ex, because she wants somebody to satisfy her needs. Okay, that is another reason why I feel a woman would even think of agreeing to any polygamous situationship. Another reason is revenge. Yes, if you are the woman her husband left her for, and somehow she found herself, somehow there is space for her to teach you a lesson, she is going to do it. She is going to play that revenge game perfectly. Which brings us to the downside of this whole thing. The reason for co-parenting in the first place is because of the child's well-being, because of the child's upbringing. Because children thrive in an environment that has both parents. Yes, take it or leave it, agree or not, children thrive in environments where they have both parents actively in their life. They build stronger bonds. Like, you know, they have people they can look up to and call their role models. Okay, but in a case whereby you don't even, today you people are together, tomorrow you're not together, you are constantly confusing the child. There are so many adults in the child's life. My mommy has a husband or a boyfriend, my daddy has a boyfriend, tomorrow you people are together, next tomorrow you people are not together. You are constantly confusing that child. So it is good to always start from the set go and say, this is how we want this relationship to be. If it is co-parenting, stick to co-parenting. Let the child know that, okay, I don't stay with my daddy or I don't stay with my mom, but they are actively in my life. They know. Not, you know, playing hide and seek. Today, daddy is sleeping on my mommy's bed. Tomorrow, 1 week, 1 year, they are no longer together. They are not. It is not making sense. That is not co-parenting. Stick to it. Are you co-parenting or are you in a relationship? If you're in a relationship, spell it out. Let it be known. Speaking about that, there are men who consciously go into these practices. Yes, which is co-parenting as polygamy in disguise. Yes, they want to have several children with different women. Yes. In some cases, it is not planned. I am not reading that out, that it is not planned. But in some cases, it is planned. You want to keep Nkechi, you want to keep Justina, you want to keep all of them together. You want to keep them to yourself. And you go ahead and start having kids with these women. Then tomorrow you're visiting this person. That's greed. Yes, some men are like that. They are very, very greedy. They do not want to let people's children to go. And again, another reason why a woman will also agree to this is low self-esteem. Oh, I cannot get anybody. Let me stick to the one that I'm saying. Yes, I don't know how people just sit down and feel like, okay, let me suffer myself. Well, it's not my suffering. It's not my suffering. You're the one that is going to pay school fees, pay child support, pay everything. But in countries like ours, in African countries like ours, these men are balling. And you women are the ones suffering it, because it is you that is going to pause your life to take care of children. So before you start thinking of, okay, I want to go ahead and have children for this man, what is his current situation? Does he have people that has children for him? Because you will be blindly entering into polygamous situationship. Guys, I know if I continue, we'll keep talking and talking and talking, and this conversation is getting so long. So guys, we have come to the end of today's video. Keep it in mind that co-parenting can be very beneficial when done with clear communication, clear intentions, and mutual respect, mutual understanding. It helps the children feel secured and valued, knowing that both parents are actively in their lives and investing in their well-being. Co-parenting can be a very powerful tool to raising a healthy and happy children when done with care and genuine intention. However, when it is used to cover polygamy, it can complicate things and lead to confusion for the child. It is crucial to keep focus on the child and maintain open and honest communications. Thank you so much guys for watching today's video. If you liked, do not forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more conversation, if you want to see more videos like this, please go ahead and click the subscribe button if you haven't, and I am going to see you in my next video. Bye guys.